Good morning and welcome to Cityline. I am zooming from my kitchen into your home, and it's great to see you again. We have a great hour ahead of us. Later on, we'll be talking with John Douglas Rake from Tacoma Musical Playhouse. He always has something really fabulous on his stage, if not an educational offering. So you definitely want to stick around from that. Tory Rescue Mission is here. It is the time of the year. We are ramping up toward the holidays. So Tory Rescue Mission, Miss Martha will be here to talk about some of the ways that you can help make this holiday season a little brighter for some little ones. And Center for Dialogue and Resolution, Marilise Hood Kwan. She is the queen of mediation and all things peaceful. She'll be here to talk about what you can do in terms of listening much deeper when it comes to conflict resolution. And Mary from the Humane Society will be here for our Pet of the Week. And with me right now, I have a familiar face. She has kept us updated on all of the yummy and scrumptious farmers markets that we are known for year-round here in Tacoma. And winter is no different. So please join me in welcoming Annika Moran. You are the Executive Director of Tacoma's Farmers Markets. And particularly, we're going to talk about winter farmers markets. Welcome back, my dear.
Thank you so much, Amanda.
So let's talk about this, because I have to tell you, first and foremost, I and my wife Laura, we went down to the Sunday's Farmers Market, but also the Ruston Way Farmers Market within that. Wow, what an amazing experience. Everything from great chowder to perfect dog bones to great jewelry to the best coffee. Well done. I had not ever been there, and I was really surprised how beautiful it is.
Yeah, that is a great relationship that we have with the Point Ruston Public Market there. We closed our farmers markets there in September, but we're opening back up due to popular demand for some winter markets at Point Ruston. And we'll be in that same location outside the public market on November 29th, December 6th, December 13th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. with some returning vendors and some great new faces too.
I knew you would have this planned out. So end of the season for most markets. So how was this year and how did they do?
It was a very difficult year, I think, for everyone, and that includes farmers markets. We saw decreased shopper attendance. Some of our vendors who were from vulnerable populations weren't coming to the market because they weren't comfortable for fear of COVID. All in all, I would call the markets a success. We did hear a lot of shoppers say that they felt really comfortable shopping in our open air environment. We have a lot of very strict COVID guidelines and are very cautious about people's health and safety. So I know people were comforted by that. And you were still able to find all of our fantastic vendors along with a lot of new vendors this year. And that'll be true at our winter markets also.
So given just that we're still in the midst of COVID and a lot of the things that you just stated are still, on the table. So why do winter markets?
So part of the reason that we wanted to do our winter markets is to meet that shopper demand for the open air shopping experience. Another part of it was that our vendors asked us to. We had just started doing winter markets last year, so it wasn't a sure thing. We're calling this year our second annual Winter Farmers Markets, and we hope to continue doing them in the future. But it is really important for our vendors who are struggling small businesses in a lot of cases to continue having access to our markets where we're able to really bring in the community to see and shop their products. So that was really the primary reason. But in addition, we do also have increased funding this year for our SNAP EBT matching program. And that was a motivating factor as well. We want to give EBT recipients the option to continue using their food dollars at the market where we can actually double those dollars for them.
So you now that we're on that, let's explain that, because it, as you just said, it doubles their dollars. So walk us through, if you are somebody that has EBT benefits, how does that work? You've landed right at a winter farmers market. What do you do?
Yeah, so that would be the position of a lot of people this year coming to the market and trying to figure out what to do for the first time. We saw a 25% increase in our EBT shoppers this year. And what we ask people to do is to just come to our market information booth. Once there, we'll walk you through the process of swiping your EBT card, and then we double it. So whatever amount you want to take off, whether it's $10 or $100, we will match that. So you would get an extra $10 or an extra $100 to come spend on fresh fruits and vegetables, mushrooms, herbs, and plant starts. And particularly as we approach the holidays, I think that's just such a beautiful gift to be able to give to people, is all of this fresh, healthy produce that's still coming from our local farms, matched to the EBT dollar. It's a really great opportunity.
I mean, that is incredible, for a family that is, either unemployed or is waiting for unemployment to kick in. And I know we have our food is free tables here, but this is such an added bonus to walk in to think, I only have 50 bucks on my card right now. And to hear someone say, but wait, I'll give you 50 more. I love that. Annika, you talked about some of the dates. Would you give us the dates for the Broadway and also the Point Ruston in terms of winter markets and times? Because I know that now that it's starting to get darker, a lot of us are getting out midday and wanting to run our errands because it's dark at 4:30. So if you can shoot us those dates and times, that would be great.
Yeah, so our Broadway market is November 19th. It's next Thursday, actually, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then the Point Ruston markets are November 29th, December 6th, and December 13th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And those are all Sundays.
Excellent. So, you mentioned some of the things like the herbs and the root vegetables in terms of things that we might see. So, what can people find at the winter markets? Let's say this is their first time shopping a winter market. So, first off, what would be new? And then we'll get to returning. And then I want your view on what would be really exciting. So, what's new this year?
So new this year, we have quite a few processor vendors that are new to us. So things like Mason's Cheesecake Company, which are delicious, creative little cheesecakes. It's a Black-owned business, and they just joined us just at the end of fall. It's fantastic. I brought 6 home and meant to share, and promptly ate 3.5 of them before I was stopped by the other members of my household. We also have some new cider joining us. That's hard cider joining us at both those markets. I'm pretty excited about that one. We have a number of new crafters joining. So everything from Little Green, who you might have seen at Tacoma night markets in the past, with beautiful designs on cards and cloths, to Belisara jewelry. There are all sorts of gift options this year at the winter markets. But we do also have some new farmers joining us. And I'm really excited to welcome Fry Family Farm from out in Ashford, who will be joining us for the first time this year.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so what's returning? And we want to first off say thank you to our returning vendors. So what do we know is tried and true?
Well, I really want to highlight South African Food Affair, which is one of our prepared food vendors who will be at the Point Ruston winter markets. And I want to highlight them because this is their last season with us. They'll be moving to Texas, and that breaks my heart. It's one of my favorite go-to lunches, and it is so unique and delicious. So I highly encourage you to visit their booth. But in addition to them, we also have comforting grilled cheeses. We have Gateway to India, which is a definite crowd favorite. So you can get your lunch at the market to take home with you. We're still not allowing people to eat at the markets. And then in addition to that, of course, we have a lot of our returning vendors doing dried flowers instead of fresh flowers. So some dried floral arrangements for the holidays. We have processor vendors who will be doing things that you can break out over the winter for yourself or send as gifts. So things like Mr. Texas Barbecue, another Black-owned business, or the Bathhouse Company, who does fun and really well done scented candles and soaps, which is another Black-owned business. So we have all sorts of returning vendors. I would encourage people to take a look at our winter markets also.
So for somebody who is new to the farmer's market, what is that one exciting product or item that you think they should pick?
Well, Amanda, I'm not going to choose just one. That is too hard. um, I will choose three for you. I'm particularly excited about Lumpia Love, who will be joining us on Broadway. Lumpia Love is a Filipino food vendor who actually is going to be doing frozen lumpia and Filipino desserts this year. So I think it's a really nice thing if you're sick of cooking, you know, or if you do have like big holiday meal plans, you can just heat up these lumpia as a snack or an easy meal while you focus on something else. And they do a really great job. So I'm excited about that. I'm also very excited to welcome back Big Buck Bags, who was just at our winter markets last year. This is a really skilled craftsman from Spanaway who does beautiful things with leather. I still am thinking about a leather backpack from him that I did not buy last year that I will be searching for this year. And I'm also excited to welcome back Blissful Wonders, who was at our winter markets last year, who does really tasty fair trade chocolate truffles with a lot of local ingredients. So like local berry coulis, local goat cheese stuffed in the truffles. They're absolutely delicious.
Okay, I think in addition to your executive director duties, that you should be a personal shopper. People could just make appointments and just say, okay, pick out what you want, and we could leave it at the information desk. We could call them Annika baskets or something like that.
I don't think that the food would actually make it to the people. I think it would get stopped halfway in between somewhere.
Yeah, we know about your cheesecake history, so that's okay. So the partners that you have relationships with, because nobody puts on these beautiful markets alone. Tell us who you're partnering with, so we can give a big shout out to them.
Well, this year I really want to focus on thanking Pierce County Human Services, particularly Aging and Disability Resources, who was able to provide us with that extra funding to continue matching SNAP EBT through the winter, as well as Gen Care, who's a fixture down at Point Ruston, who's generously sponsoring our markets, sponsors are how our markets happen. So we're so grateful for their support. And the Point Ruston public market itself has been so gracious in letting us continue to use that space of the parking lot and working with us on getting a good layout for our vendors and accommodating vendors as best they can as well.
Well, I want to say thank you to you as well, my dear, because you're constantly thinking ahead. You know, you're already planning spring and summer markets. So we want to say thank you for your foresight that allows us to have such great vegetables and gifts during this time of year. And all I have to say to you, one word: cheesecake.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Amanda.